Happy Charlie Kirk Day. Happy Charlie Kirk Day. Today is supposedly Charlie Kirk's birthday. As you remember, September 10th, he was killed at a college campus, and the Republicans are having a day of remembrance for him. And it's also George Floyd's birthday, but nobody's mentioning that. As far as I'm concerned, George Floyd was more of an American hero than Charlie Kirk ever was. George Floyd was a criminal, that's what they say, and it was police brutality that killed him, and that was wrong, but two wrongs don't make a right, and it was wrong that Charlie Kirk was murdered, and people after Kirk's death were celebrating, which should never have been tolerated. Nobody should celebrate anybody's death. You know, a lot of people were fired, and I own 3 restaurants. I have 150 people working for me, and I terminated 2 girls myself for celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. And I called a meeting for all my employees, and I said, you never, ever celebrate anybody's death. Death it's a serious issue. And I said, you celebrate somebody's birthday, I'm going to fire your ass, and I will not tolerate it. You can celebrate at your house, but you're not going to celebrate at my restaurants. And I don't take no shit at whatsoever when it comes to celebrating people's deaths. But the Republican Party has turned Charlie Kirk into a martyr. And it shouldn't be, you know. Charlie Kirk, as far as I was concerned, preached a hatred, bigoted, and racist agenda. True, the Republicans loved him, but us Democrats thought that he was a racist. And I watched a lot of his videos. I believe the man was. And he doesn't deserve what he's going to get. The Republican Party, the megas, and Trump, they want to put up a statue of him at all the college campuses throughout the country. They plan on putting him on a dollar coin, and he had the largest memorial of any known person in recent history, even bigger than John F. Kennedy and Michael Jackson. And it looked like a mega rally other than a memorial. 65,000 people showed up at Arizona's football stadium in honoring Charlie Kirk and making him look like a real folk hero. George Floyd shares the same birthday as him, and I rather celebrate George Floyd's life. To me, he was more of a hero than Charlie Kirk ever was. But Charlie Kirk was like a god. And he also lowered the flag's half-mast for Charlie Kirk. But when the Democrats lost a couple of their own, Melissa Hortman and her husband and a dog were killed back in June, the Republicans didn't think nothing of it. But when they lose their own, they think everything of it. And that is wrong, my friends. You know, I never cared for Ronald Reagan as a president. He was a conservative, but at least he was not a divider like Donald Trump is and the Republican Party is. You know, it doesn't fucking matter who dies. Every death should be treated the same. If Donald Trump really was a unifier, he should have set the record straight. If anybody fucking gets murdered, no matter what political party you belong to, we're going to take action. we're not going to tolerate this shit. And that's the way it should be. But that's why we have motherfucking division in this country. Because they don't give a fuck about the Democrats. Republicans only care about their motherfucking selves. And if that is wrong, and that's why we have division, and that's why we have protest. And I hate to say it, but Vice President Vance is no better. The whole Republican Party right now is fucked up. And unless they change, it's not going to get any better, my friends. I hate to say it. And it doesn't look good right now. It looks like this country is headed for a civil war. Well, this video is a little bit long. I'm going to wrap it up. But I'll tell you one thing. I sure in hell not going to be celebrating Charlie Kirk's birthday. The remembrance for me is celebrating George Floyd. To me, George Floyd was more of a hero than Charlie Kirk will ever be. Well, hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like and a thumbs up if you did. Hit the notifications bell for future uploads. Subscribe to my channel and leave some comments down below. I'm going to go have a drink in honor of George Floyd. So long, everyone.